to share.
Guys, it's Chelsea, and today I wanted to share a story with you all about what I kind of went through in college, at least my freshman and sophomore year, with finding a church home and how that was just really difficult for me. So I'm going to share that story, and then I'm going to give you a few tips that I wish I had back then. So let's get started. When I was in college, my freshman year, I lived on campus, and then my sophomore year, I lived in student housing, so it wasn't on campus, but it was pretty close to my school. So my first year of college, I was looking for a church home, but I couldn't really find one. I was looking for one that was close to the school, and I came across a few, but there was none that, I don't know, I just didn't go to any of them. Like, I didn't even visit any of them. What I would do, my dad worked really close to my school, so on Friday nights, when he would get off work, I would just ride home with him, and I just keep going to my church home. So the church that I grew up in, I would just keep going to that one. Then Monday mornings, I would come back to school. So Friday nights, I'd go home with my dad. You know, I'd spend the weekend at home, and then I'd go to church Sunday. And on Monday mornings, I would ride back to school with my dad. So I did that for like 2 years, and honestly, I wanted to find a church that was close to my school. I wanted to go to churches that were close to my school. I wanted to branch out, but I just really struggled with that. But I do believe if I had some of these tips, it would have been a little bit easier for me. So I wrote these tips, you know, if you're starting at college, if you're going to a new school, if you're going to a new state, a new city, whatever it is, I wrote these tips to kind of help you get started in finding a church home while you're away at college. The very first tip I have is to find a church whose beliefs matches your beliefs. So there are a few things that I believe every church should be teaching if you're a Christian, and it's the Bible, that Jesus is the Son of God, that Jesus is God, and that Jesus rose from the dead. Wherever you go, you want to make sure that your beliefs at the new church matches the beliefs from your church back home, because you don't want to get confused. You don't want to have any type of spiritual confusion, and you know, you just want to keep going down that path that's already been set, that the foundation that's already begun to be built in you. So make sure that the beliefs line up. If you feel like you're going to a church whose beliefs don't really match, definitely pray over it and allow for God to just kind of move you in that situation. I was in that situation as well. You know, I was going to a church I didn't really agree with their teachings. I didn't agree with how they were teaching it. And, you know, I just had to pray and allow for God to just lead me. So if you feel like you're in a situation like that, definitely pray over it and just let God move. Number 2 is to ask your friends, classmates, members of organizations, and your campus leaders what churches they're going to, or what churches they know that are close by the school. When I say campus leaders, I mean this can be your orientation guy, this can be your SGA president or your SGA vice president. So somebody that's, you know, some type of leader on your campus. So make sure you're asking around and trying to figure out what churches are close by, because those students have already been there a couple of years, so they probably know the churches that a lot of people are going to, or that a lot of students go to, or, you know, that a lot of students really like. And they probably know what churches have a ministry that's geared toward college students. So make sure that you are asking around. Number 3 is to look for a church that is close to campus. This is a big tip if you don't have a car on campus. What you want to do is find one that's walking distance or provides a shuttle bus service. There was one church, they would send a shuttle bus to our dorms. When I was in college, they would send a shuttle bus to our dorms, and they'd pick us up right out in front of the dorms, and they would take us to church. So if you don't have a car, make sure to find one that's walking distance or provides a shuttle bus service. And if all else fails, I mean, you can take Lyft, but that's at your own discretion. I didn't have Lyft when I was in college, so that was not an option for me. Number 4, visit the churches, you guys. So, like I said, I really didn't go to any churches that were around my campus. I think I maybe went to one time. I don't know, I didn't really even try. So get out there and try, guys. If your friends invite you to church, go. It doesn't have to be on Sunday morning. I know that's the hard part, is getting up Sunday morning, but it doesn't have to be on Sunday morning. Try to start off going to maybe a Bible study on Wednesday night, or there was one church that would come to our campus and have a Bible study on campus on Friday nights. So if your church, or if there's a church that comes to campus once a week and does some type of Bible study, try to go to that. Try to go to that. So, you know, just get out there and try to get a feel for the church. Definitely visit it and see how you like it. Last but not least is to pray. Pray throughout this entire process and allow for God to lead you. Just trust in Him and make sure you're praying over this. And this is not something to rush, but it's also not something to procrastinate about. So make sure that you are trusting in God, praying, and that you're just being very steadfast with it. Those are a few quick tips for how to find a church while you're away at college. I pray that this helps you. Also, guys, leave in the comments below what are some other tips. Let's help each other with this, because I know college is starting back soon, school is starting back soon, and I want everybody to be ready and to start looking for a church home while you're away. So, you know, leave in the comments what are some other tips to finding a church home while you're away at school. So thank you all again for checking out this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Give me a run for my money. There is nobody, no one to outrun me. So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely, living lovely.